and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome to the Chris and Nina Real Estate Podcast. I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Nina. Nice to see you again.
Yeah,
I was going to say nice to meet you all day on the phone. Nice to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you.
Exactly.
Nice to meet you.
Working all day, taking calls, dealing with buyers and sellers and lawyers.
Yes.
And we're here again. And we're here again. Another fun-filled week. And how was your week, Nina? What's been popping?
It was good. Amazing. A lot of accomplishments. So much to do. And a lot to get done. But thank God we're chilling and living and working and getting it done slowly.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was
fast.
driving past this school. This bus ran into a school in Queens and shut the whole area down.
I just heard that story.
And
what?
It's crazy because
in the world.
I thought it was a bus driver, but then I come to learn that somebody hijacked the bus.
But is that true?
Kicked the bus driver off, or somehow the bus driver got off, and then tried to drive away on the bus. And instead of going straight, they went left and boom, right into the school.
And that happens to be your daughter's school, you said?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Holy smokes. Wait, crazy. So is that verified information that the bus been hijacked?
Yeah.
Verified.
Well, I mean, allegedly. Let's put it that way. I won't, I'm not.
Because I don't know the facts. I don't even know. I just heard of the story.
But I was just hearing from different parents from the school and stuff. So it's definitely
wow, that's
a situation.
Insane.
And I'm like,
that's so crazy, though.
No, the worst part is I'm going to have to homeschool, man.
Yes. Homeschool.
Yeah, it is crazy because my daughter wasn't feeling well, so she didn't. I was like, it's interesting. She had to take her to the doctor, so she didn't go to school. So she missed all of that. She wasn't there for.
She wasn't there when it happened.
Yeah, this is about maybe 11 a.m. today or something like that.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hijacked.
No, it wasn't 11 a.m. It wasn't 11. It was about 9 a.m.
And they caught him. They caught the guy. Did they catch?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the rest of the story. I don't know.
That's something to check and pretty scary.
Yeah.
I know that my 13-year-old friends are using the bus almost every day. So if that's the case, and something else happened with another bus, I heard, but I don't know. So
did they hijack that too?
No.
Who hijacks a bus?
No,
Why?
like a big
Why? What are you gonna do with a bus?
But I heard that
ain't no money with a bus.
Is it true that they released up to 4-year in prison sentences out to the streets?
Oh, I don't know that. That I don't know.
Wow. That's what I heard, and I would like to get more information on that.
I don't know.
I could, because again, this is insane.
How do you feel about that?
Not safe.
Like I just feel like for especially like violent offenders or just stuff like that's a little scary.
It is because they may have lost their minds. It's not. That's the scary part.
Mental health, right?
Yes, the mental you can't really control, and if the person is not on medication, that could be deadly.
Speaking of which, did you hear the comments Kanye West said about Jewish people?
Again, there is a say that I believe in. I mentioned it before. On sick people, you cannot get mad. You cannot be upset or, blame ill mentally people. So this is something that makes it so crazy in terms of, okay, you need to put them on medication. So how do you release them? You wait for something bad to happen to make some type of change. So it's not normal, really.
Right.
It's scary, but it sounds like nothing could be done until things change in terms of the government.
So the backlash and everything over those comments, you think is kind of excessive?
Is it excessive? No. Yes, of course, it's excessive, but it's not normal. It's not a normal human being making an opinion out there. He's not saying something or trying to deliver a message. He says extreme sentences that don't need to be there. Number one, not publicly. Number two, if you have a problem with someone specific, he may have had an issue with someone and he blames it and stereotypes. I don't know, but you don't do that. So, and it's known that he's not 100%.
Right.
From what allegedly. So it's not.
So he's not the most rational person to take his words to be so deep and so embedded to create such a response.
And he was.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, look at the business that he picked up in overnight. He has so much potential. But it's known that people who are overly smart, like really, really smart, sometimes go a little cuckoo.
Yeah, a little left. Yeah.
It's a known thing. I hear and see people going to the hospitals for for people who are overly smart, those who are really, really
gifted.
That's his case. So am I upset on the things that are being said? I believe that normal, reliable people will not take it to the left. They'll understand the situation.
Yeah, he went from 2.5 billion to 400 million in a week.
Wow. I did not know
over
that.
some words, right? But the thing that bothers me though is when he said some other comments about a different group of people, there was no accountability. But when he said something about the Jewish community, they chopped his head off. They really he lost a lot of money.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's insane.
Yeah,
I'm in shock.
It's wild, and
wow.
But the greatest thing about this country, the greatest thing about life is that you can always get back up on a horse and get 5 billion. You can always get, because in real estate, we go through deals where you could be a contract, you could be at the table, you could be looking at a $22 million commission, you could be looking at so much money.
Yes.
And then an hour later, you walking home with lick. It could happen. And so what do you do in those situations? Like, when something is just there, is you're about to go and it just gets shut down.
Your life is in your hands. Some people say your life is in your mouth. Like whatever you say takes you. So you need to watch what you say and ensure that you control your moves.
Yeah.
When you don't control your moves, things can go south in a second.
Yeah.
And people just need to think twice. In situations like these, he is an individual back to West.
Yeah.
I believe that he has influencers around him and therapists and people like that. They should really go that route and enforce the fact that he is getting out of control and that he needs help. So his surrounding is really not there.
And I'm going to tell you something else. One, he donated $2 million. Thanks, Shone, to George Floyd's family, which he should have. I was really heartbroken by that comment because.
But that was then. He said something?
Recently he said something, and I don't want to go into what he said or what, but nobody wants to relive that at all. Like this, your opinion or like these kids, their family, they moved on, and we have to go back and try to get into his comments on that. It's just it was tasteless. But on another note though, what I was gonna say is that like in real estate, we always have to, you go in to get the deal. You get the deal, then you have to make the deal happen, and you get a commission, you get the buyer, you get the seller, you put it all, and sometimes it falls through, but we can't just stop. We can't just freeze. We can't just say, hey, and sit and have drinks or do whatever to cope with the loss. We have to get back up on the horse and ride again and get 5 more deals.
Yeah, continue. Always important to continue. That's the name of the game, to stay persistent.
Yeah.
It's very sad though,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I guess I'm learning new things over
and
here.
then also
good we're meeting to talk about the news.
But also you have $1 million business here in real estate because you deal with $1 million listings and also $250,000, just different numbers, all kinds of numbers left and right. You have to protect yourself. So I can't. If you were on here saying something or whatever, I would tell our producer, shut it down. Do not put that out. Not that you would ever do that. But this guy went on an interview and said some wild things and nobody protected him. Nobody said, this is too far. This, you cannot say this. Nobody, they put it, and then afterwards, they took it down off of YouTube and I'm like, that was too little, too late. You can't. Once the world sees it, it's a wrap. And he's taking, and his numbers are going down for being a billionaire. And so I don't know where he's at now, but it's just.
Is anyone backing him up?
No.
Is anyone giving him feedback, like a positive feedback for everything he's done, or everyone is against him?
I don't know who everyone is, and I don't know who his management is, but somebody really, Nori said he tried to stop him, but also Shone.
Who's Nori?
Nori's the interview where he did it on his podcast called Drink Camps. The problem with Nori is, on the flip side, that show should be feeling it too, because you should have edited it out or you should have pulled that show. The George Floyd statement alone was disgusting.
Yeah,
nobody,
there should be a limit.
Nobody in their right, like anybody who was producing that show should be fired, in my opinion. And if you didn't have a producer or whoever, they should have hired one. The moment that statement was made, because it's not a live show. It's not a live show. It's recorded. So somebody should have censored that. Live shows are like our show is live. So if you say something, we could probably stop it from being sent out to the masses, but whoever saw it live is going to see it.
Yeah.
But that show is not live. So he's losing all of this money. And just for going on that show with Nori is just wild to me. And Nori was saying he loved him so much. He idolized him. And
that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, it's just like, you saw that show. Y'all heard what he said in real time. There's no way. I don't care how drunk you are. I don't care what. When you hear that statement in real, can't play. And these are grown men. They're not boys. We're all grown men. I'm probably the same age as them. And that comment was just, it should have been edited. His own wife and her family dropped him after that. Wow. So it was a crazy.
Is anyone coming against Nori and blaming him for not stopping it?
He went on an apology tour, right? Did he? Yeah, he went and apologized for not editing or just not pulling the show. And so, and there was other shows I believe he did that. He did one with you watch basketball?
No.
Do you know who LeBron James is?
Yes, my son has a picture with him.
Yes.
He just went to the thing. Yeah.
So Kanye West was on. LeBron James has a barbershop show, and they decided not to air that show. That's what Nori should have did. So it is what it is. But that was you would have thought somebody died though. I ain't gonna lie. That Kanye, it just took a life of its own. Like it was incredible. It's like,
wow.
Yeah,
but speaking of him,
the
Kardashian, the ex-wife. Okay, do you watch? Canceled him.
Yeah, no, LeBron canceled him too. Yeah.
Do you watch the Kardashians?
No, I've never seen it a day in my life.
No.
You watch that show?
I mean, I don't watch it because I don't really watch TV and I don't really have so much time.
You got her poster on your wall?
I don't post it on my wall. I don't have anything against it, but I like them.
I'm joking.
I like them because we happen to be in close age, right? So when they started, I looked it over and then it caught my attention. So I was wondering and I was curious. So here and there we watch it. And now in the latest season or whatever, we had some people over and they were watching it, and then I liked it even more. It was
good.
So some of the episodes is just that you see how like someone over there, whatever, was married also to a basketball player.
Yeah.
And they really had bad experiences. So everything was live, and you see how the individual is going through it. So that part is real. Obviously, I'm sure that the producers add a few things to make it
spicy.
Yeah, to make it more interesting. Not everyone is interesting as us. People need to add things to their reality show. We just need to be here, and it will be interesting. Hopefully, I really hope that we're interesting.
You know what? Your new video was nice.
Oh,
I
man.
love that. It got a lot of responses too. Guys, if you go to Chris and Nina Real Estate Podcast on Instagram, we posted a video of a house that we have in contract that Nina was showing off.
Okay, and that's actually today's subject, right? To be a successful.
Right, the secrets. I'm giving the goods too soon. Don't. When we after our intermission, we'll come back to that.
It's part of the business. You have to do this. I don't like to be. I'm not going to say seen. I don't like to be in, like, it makes me uncomfortable, like, to be in the camera.
You know what's crazy though?
What?
About 15 years ago.
Yeah.
No one was making videos. There was really not a heavy internet-based selling solutions like we have today.
True.
So it's like, the most you got was your face on a for sale sign or whatnot 15, 20 years ago.
As a realtor, yes.
Yeah, you didn't have to make you didn't have to make videos. You didn't have to. But today, you're not just selling for the local area. You're really selling to the world.
Yeah.
And that's the plus side is you could be moving from Florida. You could have buyers from Texas. You could have people buying in Europe. And so
thanks to the media and the internet.
Right. It's a beautiful thing. So when you say what you're saying, which is ridiculous to me because you're fabulous in everything you do, you have to put your face, your smile, your charm, and make those videos and show all the secrets of the house and the love that's in the house. And
you're talking about the house that the final walkthrough?
Yeah.
It took me so long, dude. You know how old school I am? I don't know what's up with technology. This phone, by the time I got to the finish line, I almost gave up. By the way, I have a lot of content that I didn't finish because that's why I hate the fact that I'm a perfectionist. It takes me forever also to make sure. And it takes so long because of the technology. I just give up, so I don't do it. So when I do it, know that it's after very hard work.
But
it was a final walkthrough of a house in Bushwick. I love the kitchen. She said, "Okay, I have to take this video also. It's really nice." So so saying how the sale started, and then we put it in contract within 30 days. And the house wasn't even done. There was only sheetrock work. They didn't even get the kitchens. They were just installing them, light fixtures, bathroom finishes. So a lot of it wasn't done. So that's really the name of the game, to bring a buyer and to make them envision what it will look like and what it's going to be for them. And if they believe you and trust your judgment and know enough to figure it out themselves too, they came in and put an offer.
But not only that, Bushwick is one of the hottest areas. So when you can get an opportunity,
everything is hot today in New York. Okay?
Everything.
Everyone is special. I love every single city.
You're right. But Bushwick is a little more hotter than most areas. So getting a property.
I don't know. Clinton Hill is beautiful too.
Oh yeah, Clinton. Oh yeah.
But Bushwick is also nice, but.
Clinton Hill has been hot my whole entire life, though. Bushwick is more recent hot, like I would say the last 10 years. So, but in the last 2 or 3 years, it's a little more challenging to get a home because less and less homes are available. So if you live in the Bushwick area and you want to sell your house, please reach out to us. Give us a call, 1-855-305-DEAL. We would love to sell your home, and it'd be easy because Bushwick is an easy sell because there's not much listed out there these days.
Yeah. Also, we have a lot of other ones in the neighborhood over there, so it's easy to circulate and to work around a few buyers in a few different properties. And then, of course, those who are not yet there and they want to stay close to it. The surrounding neighborhoods are really changing. You could see by forget the houses and the fixer uppers. Everything is becoming beautiful, yes. But the communities and what they opened for the facilities and public places,
Right.
they've really been doing good and becoming great, looking so much better than what it used to be. And they invest, so why not? You don't necessarily have to be in a specific neighborhood. You can now compromise because New York changed in every way or form.
Bushwick was so bad.
Yes.
I used to do some appraisals in that area, and one morning at like 6 a.m. in the morning, I was underneath the Broadway. The Broadway, is that the street Broadway? And I want to say Hancock or whatever.
Okay.
And some woman just jumped in my car talking about
into your car.
Yeah, I had to go get Lysol and spray, and she thought I was soliciting. And all I did was pull over. I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And this was like, it's about 10 years ago. So my car didn't like automatically lock when you drive or whatever, and it just happened to be open. And I was like, "You don't get your butt out of my car." It's like, and I had a few breeze and Lysol.
You were really serious though. You said, "Get the hell!"
Yeah, I didn't know who she was, man. She just popped in my car, just out of nowhere, right over there in Broadway and Hancock.
And she got out right away.
Yeah, she was.
And if she wouldn't, what would you do?
I'm just thanking God that I didn't have to think that way, because she jumped right out. Like, I don't know what she was thinking. Do you have
the balls to sorry, how I talking? Do you have the guts to just pull away and then push her with your foot out the car if she didn't?
You know what? I didn't even have to think that way.
But
I didn't have to, but you know what I mean? But if that's what I would have had to do, but when I screamed on her, she went to attention and just got out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Scream like that?
I just said, "Get the yeah." she got the message, and it was just, I was like, wow.
I also like the dude that jumped on my car, and that was horrible.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. And also, like, I also was doing a house, not in Bushwick though, in another area, like 10 years ago too. And I had my son in the back of the car, I was doing this building, and this there was a group of people, and I was like, "Hey, can you just move for a second so I could take pictures of the property and take the damages?" And they were like, "No." I was like, "Well, I'm not driving all the way back here to wait for you guys to be gone." So I just went ahead, and they started throwing bottles and chairs and everything. It was right off of Atlantic Avenue. We're Atlantic Avenue. Man, I forgot what the cross streets was.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. It was like, wow, I got the hell out of there, man. It was, they were throwing, and I had my son with me too in the back in the baby seat or whatever. It was just like, it was like bring your son to work day. So, so we got out of there. I don't think he remembers it, but yeah, they were throwing chairs, bottles. They started chasing the car. Yeah, it was wild. I've been through some funny stuff driving through these streets, man. Through the years, it's crazy.
Too. No, it's nuts. Did you ever have a gun pointed at you?
No, but I had somebody chase me out their house with a knife.
And did you ever have dogs jump on you?
No.
Dude, I had all this.
Yeah, wow.
Like,
yeah,
dude,
why would the dogs jump on you? They attacked you?
Dogs, my goodness, at least 5 times.
Wow.
They didn't, none of them attacked me. The first one almost came to.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to think, not even in a second. You can't really think. What was that?
Yeah, being a gangster.
You know what? I am because of what I've been through in the past couple of years. Dude, if I show or tell you what I've been through, you would be like, why? Do you have nothing to eat at home? This is what you have to do for work? This is what you tell me. Crazy.
You go, especially when you deal with like foreclosures and you get to that side, there's a lot.
Situations,
right? Yeah, some sad. Like I've been in houses where I've seen people eating dog food. Like it's just, you just feel for these people. Like how can people? Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone in real estate, almost everyone would have these crazy stories. I mean, it's people's houses. Everyone is a different world. You don't know what you're going to step into. Obviously, you don't think that this is how it's going to be the entire deal.
Yeah.
So sometimes you find yourself in situations and you're like, my goodness, I'm already in this. Let me try to fix the situations and make the deal work.
Yeah.
Give me the money. You need to be writing checks and depositing and
Like I've been to houses where they had holes on the ceilings and they had those canisters that people put stuff in to mail food to the Caribbean. Or
you want to do a race? Who has a worse situation in houses? Okay, continue. I want to hear.
And they were catching water in these things. And it was just clothes everywhere. And people lived in this house. And it was just disgusting. And this is before COVID, so I didn't realize I should have bought. Now I keep face masks with me no matter what.
I started again.
Yeah, because
at some houses you can't even walk in.
Yeah, and you got to put like 3 masks on.
Sad,
and you know what I do too? I get a dryer sheet, put it in the mask, and put it on
dryer sheet.
Yeah, because these houses.
Yes,
even with the mask
very
on.
good idea.
Yeah, I'm telling. See, I hook you up. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Trust me, man. It's not even worth the pay. Sometimes I'm like, yo.
I take a deep breath and I go in without breathing as much as I can, and then I'm like.
And then the scariest part, some of the floors, like you gotta be careful because you could fall right through the floor.
And you're a big dude.
Yeah, so I don't even do those anymore. What I do is I take a picture. And if I can't walk through the house, I'm like, yo, I'm not doing that. I'm not. It's just, it's not good. It's not good at all. I was just watching Flipping Vegas, and some of them houses are crazy. That's Shone. Yes, some houses are really, and it is amazing though when you see the before and the after, because I want to see the house with the holes in it and what that's gonna look like when they're done. They probably just tore it down or tore the middle and then just built from the inside. But what's your story? Because
In Vegas?
No, I'm talking about your war stories dealing with some cuckoo owners.
Well, you were saying water, so I'll give you a water story. I was sitting not interviewing, talking to a client, signing papers, and while I'm sitting over there, I feel the dripping from the ceiling.
Yeah.
There's a leak, right? And I feel, you know how sometimes our hair have this hair, like the whatever it's up here, right?
Yeah.
It's fuzzy a little, right? And I felt the water dripping and touching the fuzzy hair. That's how close I was to a perimeter of dryness, I should say. The house was terrible, but huge potential. Wow, money, that, blah, blah. I had to sit there and shut up because I was sitting there.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, that's how I was.
Wow.
It was very bad. Yeah, forget the smell, and Corona wasn't there. Obviously, it was years ago. But I felt it, and I'm like, oh dear God, let me be out of here in seconds.
Wow, that is wow.
Was right.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Think and Grow with Vet. How you doing? Well, another crazy one I had, which is wow. They had a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Mm-hmm. You walk in, they had a carpet covering a huge floor, a hole in the floor. They stove looked like it was from the 60s. Then they had like spiders, and I'm like spiders on the wall and roaches everywhere. And I'm like, and my stomach was killing me. And I said I had to walk through, and I wish I had some cash. I wanted to give these people some money. Like, please move your family.
When I can help them, I help them. It's so terrible.
And then they got the black mold. And then when you go in the bathroom, there was like they had 2 bathrooms, and one bathroom is like, yeah, this shower don't work. So that's where they put their laundry. And I'm like, what the It was just disgusting. I said, man, this house should be taped off and y'all should not be here. And they were proud. They was like showing me the hole in the floor. And I'm sitting there like, how do you have children, 2-year-old running around with spiders and roaches? And nobody trying to kill them either. Nobody trying nothing. They just like as if they were their pets. Like they were, They
grow up to be like the parents.
I was like, man.
They adapt to the situation. That's terrible. When things involve children, it's one thing when the adults are dealing with this, but when it's children involved, it's like people don't realize how much of trouble they could get into.
Yeah.
And they just take the chances because they're too busy doing I don't know what. But if you're already busy, I hope you're making money to support these kids and have a good enough everyday curriculum,
Yeah.
But if you don't make money, then be there at least to watch the kids to ensure that they're not in dangerous situations.
And you know what the worst part was?
So bad.
They had the nerve to offer me water. I was like, I ain't drinking shit from here. I went to my car. I had, you have that period. I was like, I took a shower in this. I was like, yo, this was wow. And he offered me some water. Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm good.
Very sad.
Yes,
I
it
hope
is.
that we never have to see the situations. I really hope that we deal with normal houses. Sometimes we don't have options, but that's what we do. Listen, you can't walk on someone, but we'll take a break now.
So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Bye.
Bye.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
Oh, they didn't show the video?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Anyway, it's all over.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to the Chris and Nina Real Estate Podcast. I'm Chris.
Hi, Nina.
Yes,
Welcome.
we're back. We're grooving. Yes, the topic of the day, the secrets of a successful realtor. We dropped a few gems early on, but Nina, you've been in business for how long? How long you been working this game? And what's the secrets to your success to stay in the mix, to stay successful every year?
Okay, so that's the subject of the day of the podcast. So let's see. Secrets of a successful realtor. There's so much. I think everything starts from balance. Balance, actually, it depends. If you are, I guess that's a type of balance too, because if you're a family man, it's one thing, and when you're not yet a family man, it's another. Because if you're a family man, you want to ensure that everything is balanced at home in terms of the schedule of everyone, to ensure that they're getting their best while you're out and hustling.
Right.
That's really the first step to success.
So it's like time management, right?
Time management, yeah. Time management and what do you call it?
Discipline?
No. I guess preferences in order, like the most important, then work out as you go. Yeah. So if you're a family man, ensure that family's first. You need to make sure that they're balanced and they have everything that they need so that they're not going to not bother, but be in the way of you making money. Because if, for example, the children don't have someone to pick them up from the activities or whatever, it will take away from your day to go and pick them up and drive them back and then drive back to work. That will kill your hours. So you need to ensure that there's a driver in place, for example, while you're working very hard to support and make big. So that starts from that. Non-family people who are realtors, in my opinion, don't need to sleep. Other than, of course, God forbid, health reasons. If a person is working their lives to be healthy, then they have all the schedule open to make money until they reach the significant other when they want to start family. And then they move to the family person category. Yeah. So that's really what you need to think about first. Yes. So overall, successful realtor. So whether you're this or that, that's the beginning. What I think from the beginning, what do you think the first step should be for a successful realtor?
Everybody and their mama should know you're a realtor.
Everyone
has to know, and it's not really. It shouldn't be a secret that you're a realtor. That way you don't miss out on listings, you don't miss out on different opportunities, because what happens tomorrow, we don't know. Unfortunately, I had a friend that her parents passed away, and so they may put the parents' house up, but they know I'm a realtor. It's these things. It may seem really like a small thing, but it's not. It's a big thing, because unfortunately, people pass away. Also, people get married, and then get married. Guess what? They buy a home, and if they're buying a home, they know, oh yeah, Chris is a realtor. Hey, we're gonna. So these little subtle things are just a good key to always keep your name active and moving. And
social media.
Yes, and we were just talking about it, making videos, marketing to the world. Even if a house is sold already, you're going to get the next house. And so when you get the next house, you want to catch that person and say, hey, if I love that house that you just sold, do you have another one? Boom, that's business. You know, we got hotels, you out there, you got a group, you want to invest in Williamsburg, we got a hotel for sale. There's a hotel on Lexington and Manhattan for sale. There's always something for sale, and you put yourself out there, and you never know people are going to come to you, and then that's how you tie one thing to another. But another thing too is you just don't focus on one thing, right? Like if you put too much stock in one thing, you kind of stunt your growth. You always have to have multiple things moving in this business, because when one thing isn't working, there's something else that's working, right?
Yes. It is, though, sometimes it's very frustrating when you're working on one thing, okay? But of course, if you have the time management right enough to know that you can spend most of your time on this, then you should be smart enough to know if it's worth it. So back to making sure that everyone knows you're a realtor.
Right.
Not yet going into the social media, but you are a realtor. Your close ones, your friends, your family, friends of family, family of friends. You need to ensure that when you're out there and talking, to obviously mention that you're now doing this in addition to or instead of. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent, because like you said, someone who knows someone may know. I had a situation that my agent went and every morning used to buy coffee for 99 cents, dropped him a card every day. Every day. Make sure you're in their face. I don't care what you do. Oh, and another thing I make people do, always put your face on the card.
Right.
Not because you're trying to show off or not because of what you look like. You need to make them remember who they spoke to and what they spoke to you about.
Right.
So every day he went and he gave him a card. He bought that 99 cents coffee eventually. He took a contract. The guy wanted to sell, ended up that he owns a whole block. And that was a $3 million deal.
Wow.
Yeah. Not a deal, a flip, because he didn't purchase it. But yeah, he brought someone who brought someone else. So that was a very big deal that they did together. They enjoyed it. Everything was very comfortable. They already knew each other. So they went through the step little by little and they got it done.
Yes, I want to see who I'm using to buy my house. That's Shone. Do you advise taking different courses, learning? It's always good to take courses and learn different tricks to work the market and different strategies. And also, in my opinion, I like taking courses in person because you get to network, you get to meet other people. And I believe one of our other shows, someone asked if you work with other realtors. Yes, it's always great to work with other, because you get into a different, like some people might have more of a commercial appeal. They may have more, and some people may be more residential. Some people may do rentals. Like, not one person can monopolize every facet of real estate. So when you work with, it could be in your company, but also other companies. And you could also learn something and also, get into sharing the wealth on that angle. If you're doing residential and they're doing commercial and you work together, that'd be a good way to flip doing residential and just start selling commercial properties.
Yes. Next is social media.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What do you use in social media today? What name brands as for apps?
Oh, Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, but mostly Instagram.
Do you use TikTok?
I don't. I need to learn how to use that.
Watch YouTube.
Yeah, I need to
know how to do it.
I need to learn how to
gave
use
up
that.
on asking my teenagers. Oh, you don't know how to do that?
And I don't have a teenager yet.
So I just watched it slowly and I learned. And yeah. What else?
So you've been TikToking?
I just started.
Yeah, I know you use what's the one with the filters and the
that's Snapchat.
Yeah, I don't
Snapchat.
I just after
that's for friends, for like wanting to look pretty in like weddings or whatever. I think. I may be wrong, or maybe TikTok. No, TikTok is the
Videos, when you make the
videos.
yeah.
So
But isn't that relatively new? TikTok just started doing that, what, the last 2 years, maybe?
maybe 3, 4, yeah.
Well, okay, because I don't really remember.
Yeah, fairly new. I mean, it's wow. It's amazing.
It is. I do have to get on that.
What else? So you have Instagram. You said, what do you know?
I don't even know Instagram.
Snapchat,
Pathetic guys.
Facebook, and Instagram.
But I don't even use Facebook for real estate purposes so far, but mainly Instagram. Yeah.
What do you use Facebook for? Personal?
Yeah, I'm a sports junkie. I use it mostly for sports.
Oh, okay. What sports do you like?
Basketball, football.
Oh, a lot.
Golf. Yeah, I'm a sports.
Okay,
I'm a sport. Yeah. So I'm on different groups there, like chatting it up about sports and whatnot. But yeah, and then but on Instagram, I find more. There are a few people out there too that are on Instagram making a lot of videos and doing a lot of shows, like our show.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of clips and stuff more on Instagram than I see. They are on Facebook, but mostly I see it more on Instagram.
I don't know what
I see a lot.
that is.
And I reached out to a couple of people to get them. I just got to follow up with emails to get them on our show. But I see that more on Instagram than I do on Facebook. And
yeah, I definitely see a drop in the Facebook side, and like more people are using Instagram. I
think the reels, when they started those reels,
yeah,
it just took off. That was a really
reels. But okay, so putting your name out there. So we said time management, putting your name out there.
Yeah.
And then like social media, and that's very nicely put together. It's with social media. And then we were discussing the one that they sign up, the subscribing.
Right. You just yes. Yeah, that's also a new facet. They just started that about 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. I'm not sure.
Not even. Yeah. I recently just started seeing it, where you pay and then you see exclusive information from a user. I don't mind trying it. It's just that I was so busy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I said, let me try and like have a camera, I guess, on me all the time, if that's how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it either, but I said I'll try again. It's part of the business.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you are out there. And I'm telling you, every time I put myself out there through social media, it's just so much is going on. Even more is coming in, and it keeps you going. It's very important.
Also, a secret that I'm going to let you know is get an attorney. Have an attorney. Even if you're not making money yet, you're not an attorney and accountant. Because when you do get these commissions and you do start making money, the government wants to get paid. so make sure you don't run and spend your whole commission and then be like, oh, and then when it come time to pay your taxes, you don't have that commission anymore. So, that's from just a business point of view, as a realtor, as an agent, as a broker, you have to always have your budget and know and just make sure that you pay your taxes. And also what people don't realize is it's not just that you pay your taxes, you have to pay your accountant. You have to pay your attorney. These are also fees on top. It's like when people are like, oh, you buy the house, but how much does the house cost to maintain?
It's a lot in the beginning. It's good to, no, you're right. 100%.
It's good to even if you don't, what I try to do, my little secret is I pay taxes right off, taxes, fees, whatever goes into a separate account that I don't touch, so that when it comes time to pay the piper, it's already paid. So that's, and I was doing mine quarterly or whatever have you, but I used to do it once a year. And then one accountant that I hired put in the wrong numbers, and I had to pay a lot of money in taxes. Wow. And I got that like Christmas Eve, or I got a letter from the IRS saying I owed them. I didn't know why. And the thing was, I looked at the paperwork that they sent me, and it showed that the biggest vendor I had, it was there. But when I saw what the government had, they did not have that vendor. So all that money, and then that's when I switched from doing it yearly to quarterly. So that will never happen again, because that was just too much of a, thank God I'm frugal. So I didn't really spend that money. But what if I did?
Wow.
What if I went on vacation and just like, thinking that I had some extra G's in my pocket that belonged to the government.
Okay. Next thing in a successful realtor. So I'll say next thing is show presence in terms of to the client themselves.
Yeah.
They always want to hear from you, and
you're right.
They always need to see that you're there, that you're handling their house. They need to see you. They don't even they could know that you're there. They could see you do a good job, but if you don't keep the constant contact with them, that will ruin your deal.
Do you send like thank you cards and Christmas cards and birthday cards?
You know what? I did a little bit here and there, but I never really had a department that would do it because it's not just the secretary work. It's something that you need to have the books, the addresses,
and in the beginning of your business, it's easy because it's not that much business, right? But as you grow and then you get you got like 100 employees right now. Like as you grow, you got your employees. Then the business that comes, it's easy to slip through the cracks and not do that. But when you're starting out, it's great to do that because referrals are everything. And so a simple thank you card could be like, oh, I haven't heard. And then next thing you know, you can get some business or a referral, or they might call you directly for some other business as well.
Yes. So you definitely want to do an order, a category, some type of department of updates to make sure that you call them all the time and show the presence that you're working on their home, whether you're looking to purchase something for them or to sell their house. It's very important to show presence. So some people call it, I'm not going to say people, let me be specific. So back to what you said, the workers that we work together with, the private contractors, the agents, sometimes they tell me, I feel like I'm their psychiatrist or something. We go there and they talk too much and I don't even know if the deal is going to work. This is so much time consuming. I think I'm going to give up on this file. And the truth is, that's the way it is for everybody.
Yeah.
Nothing just comes easily. You need to give attention all the time to the seller or the buyer because that's what they need. They need your attention to help them make the biggest decision of their life.
Right.
If not one of. So you are the one that they're going to want to hear from. You're the one that they're going to want to learn from, to take your advice, to do what you tell them to do. After all, you need to tell them, listen, I believe this house is good for you because that's an advice they can take. So you need to keep being there for them. They see you as a very dominant individual in their lives. And we have to acknowledge that this is a part of our, I'm going to say schedule, because sometimes they need to speak to you every day. And the story of my life. And I love all my sellers and buyers. But I'm just saying, it's so much time consuming. And you need to give so much attention to the matter and ensure that everything falls into place.
And sometimes you just need a really good bar to go to and hang out and party and just get away from the BS and sometimes.
It's funny. Someone asked an agent, she was like, can we just stop and go to a bar?
Yeah, just chill.
But we have so much alcohol in the office all the time. We have tequila, we have vodka. We have two types of tequila. We have two types of vodka and whiskey, and we have.
But I don't drink. But
sorry, I don't know how we got that.
No. But it's not about the alcohol. It's just about disconnecting. You have to sometimes disconnect.
At night,
however,
you go to sleep.
However, no. Where you can just enjoy yourself for a moment and then come back and fight another day and deal with whatever. Sometimes when things get, there has to be an outlet or a place to go to. If you drink, that's cool. If you do something else, that's cool. But just know, in my opinion, a good secret is just to have a place where you can go and veg out and chill and just laugh, kick it, and get away from a serious, like maybe you need this commission and it's not happening, and or the buyer's driving you nuts and you just need to just step away to a happy place. That's what it is, a happy place. Rejuvenate, come back, and just deal with whatever you're dealing with. And
I don't know if alcohol is what I meant for that, but like not
But
nightly
some
at
people,
least, but
some people party and hang out. I mean, just
sometimes it's fun to drink.
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just
like
have
to
fun.
celebrate something or when you know you're going to do something, you say, okay, let me have a drink. Let's make fun and
socialize and just get away from real estate for a moment and then come back and pick up and maybe
what else to make
fresh energy,
a successful realtor.
Yeah, so
energy.
Yes. Energy, positivity.
Oh my God, you guys, you don't know how important it is. It's so important. It's one of, I think that's like number 2, not number 4.
I think it's number 1.
Yeah. Wow. I can't, when someone comes with bad energy, dude, I cannot take it. I cannot take it because they're ruining it for themselves and they're not even realizing it. And while they're at it, they're taking you with them. Mm-hmm. So that energy is contagious.
A lot of real estate is imagination, in my opinion. When you're fixing a property, sometimes people want something and they don't even know what they want. So you have to work with them to figure it out and have the vision for them that they don't even have. And so in order to have that, you have to come from a positive energy instead of, oh my God, they're never going to get a home, or oh my God, this is never going. Then you're just going to be stuck at the bar. Like, you're not going to go anywhere. You have to have an energy that this is going to happen. It's going to work, because it is.
Wow, it's so important. I promise you guys, there's not one person that I don't say it to. And again, there is a say in Hebrew that I'm sure that the Bible also mentions it.
Yeah.
Or it's something that you think and it comes to reality. Mine comes reality, not this. But what I'm saying is people believe that if you think about something, whether or not you believe in it, but if you think about it and you bring it to your minds and thoughts, it will happen. This is how it is. And this is why people have to this is why people say, stay positive, think positive, will be positive. So this is so motivating. It keeps you going. It makes you believe, and you see that it becomes real when you believe. So you need to also a house. You are taking a listing. If you don't believe in it, if you don't think the price is right or the condition, whatever, the reason is the reason, you're not going to sell it no matter what you do.
Right.
It's like, because you keep putting in your mind, oh, it's a waste of time. No, you cannot say waste of time, specifically that. Cannot hear that.
My wife was working on a deal and the house was like a 2-family, but it was a legal 1-family.
Oh, I hate those.
And so the price, everybody that kept coming to see it didn't hear what she was saying. And so she got all these offers that were no good because they thought it was a 2-family, and it was a nightmare. But we sold that house. We didn't sit around stressing about, oh my God, no, we had to get it sold.
Wow.
And it's just so many times that if you sit and focus on what it is, you won't go anywhere. If you focus on what you want it to be, that's where you're going. That's where, I believe in laws of attraction, but I also believe that, hey, the bills are always going to be there, right? But that $1 million contract, you can go get that, right? You can't. But if you just sit down and just worry about your bills, that contract, you're never going to get it because your mind is so consumed on what you don't have. So we have to release that and focus on what we want and what we want to get, what we want to achieve, where we want to go, where we want to live, whatever aspect of this real estate market. If everybody else is running away or this, no, we can. And I've been in this business 15 years. I've seen it all. And there's always money to be made. People are still buying homes today like they did 15 years ago. Yes, we have the internet. Yes, we have other shiny toys and different ways of being. But if you want something, that's the number one secret is if you want it, you're going to get it.
Yes.
Never give up. Never sit down.
Face-to-face is always something that solves 50% of the problem. Yeah. Face-to-face. Sometimes, someone asks me to help them in a deal. Yeah. And they say, get me a meeting with this dude. Don't even talk on the phone. Like face-to-face. And you solve it right there and then, because over the phone, it's never the same. Also, the initial meeting, you always want to meet people face to face. that again puts 50% into your side. It's better to close the deal in person. They also take better impression of you. They see you, they feel it, so they need to do the deal when they feel comfortable.
Right.
So that's face to face.
And you make a better impression. That's the thing about the Zoom and everything. It's tough to network through a Zoom when you don't know people. But when you're present, when you're there, when they get to touch you, when they get to shake your hand, that's what I mean by touch. But you make an impression that won't be forgotten.
However, you can win that Zoom if you have no other choice. If you do, international, then comes back the energy.
Right.
Your energy is going to put through the screen like our energy is right now in front of the camera. That helps a lot. I did the 150 mil deal with you. Remember?
Yeah.
The Zoom?
Yeah.
With India?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep.
So that was energetic. We continued from there and put.
And there was no way. And there's also people we work with in California that we've never met. California, there's always, because
the
another
energy. It's because of the
energy and also attracting things that people want.
Yes.
People want to buy a hotel, people want to buy a house, want a brownstone, want a 1 family, 2 family, whatever it is, we attract the people that want it. And that's the name of the game. It's just, it's a little bit of everything. So that's why I say you can't really focus. You got the big, humongous deals, but you also have the little starter deals, and so there's just, everything is important. Everything makes money. And so if you work your network and also like we spiritual, right? So, you also put it to the man above as well, but staying positive mostly because.
Yes, energy. That was the energy part. Next, what else makes you successful? Do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I said energy. Now you want me?
I said energy.
You know what? Now we're gonna watch it and see who said energy.
Because you was like, you're right. That should have been number 2, number 3, because I said it.
Okay. We'll see.
So you go ahead. Yeah.
I'll give it to you though. I don't care giving credit. Next thing is how you look.
Presentation. Yes.
Dude, don't be walking around with slippers in the summer, no matter how hot it is. I don't care how you feel and what you have. You better off canceling that appointment if you're going to come with slippers.
Yeah.
Slippers, sandals, flip-flops, all that out the door.
Even sneakers, even some sneakers too.
Yeah, sneakers. Look, sneakers, I understand.
If there's a certain type where it's not.
I'm trying to remember if I ever wore sneakers to an appointment. I don't think I did.
Yeah, I don't think so. I wouldn't wear sneakers to an appointment.
No. So presents, okay? How you look. You need to not make noise, but definitely put the attention that
you
you're
don't think
there.
We need to tell them they got to wear deodorant, right? No,
They have to wear deodorant. Some people don't wear.
No, I know.
Some people think they're genies. I don't know what they think they are. And sometimes people smell.
You know
but
what?
I see it less in the realtor world, honestly. Thank God I didn't see
but
many.
On the flip side, I don't think you should dress like you're going to the club either.
True.
I went to an open house and and my wife was like, "Yo, these do you have to tip them? Like these women were dressed kind of like
no, not good. Don't show.
We walked in and
always,
I don't think neither one of us remember what that house looks like because it was wild. You were like, that was,
I mean, I'm not saying like let's say I wear shorts, but I wouldn't wear something open.
Oh, they were open.
I wear shorts, but like sooty look. I wouldn't wear shorts in a like clubby look or sporty look for work.
Yeah.
At home, be who you want to be and what you are. But at work, you need to.
Some open houses have food and snacks. In this open house, they were the snacks and the food.
I also want to say that when it comes to how you look, if you're a girl, you have to put a dress that covers completely, long sleeve, long length, in case you ever go to a super religious. There are some Indian families, Jewish families.
You never know who's going to show up in these open houses.
So,
you really don't.
No, what I'm saying, like to keep one in your car in case you're going to a meeting all of a sudden, then you need to change. So that's something you should keep. That falls under the category of the looks of a realtor. Okay, so for guys, if it's hot, you need to have change of clothes. Okay, yeah, we're not children, but we are smart enough to know.
You don't need to be in no wife beater.
That right, but also if you're sweating, change your undershirt. Like if you know you're going to a meeting, don't take a chance. No matter how cold you get when you get to the car. No, if you sweat, you need to look good. Show dress to impress always, no matter where you go under the realty work.
Well,
next, anything else about
no, it's
looks?
It's been a fun time chatting with everyone.
Finished?
It's already
it's
like
so it's
time
important
flies.
to look good, and don't forget that. That's one of my important things.
And if you have any questions on something we didn't cover, or if you want a further explanation, please hit us up on Chris and Nina Real Estate podcast on Instagram.
I'm going to a nice dinner now too. If you want to send you photos,
okay,
you can share it.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah.
Really nice place.
So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. God bless. Good night.